Hi, I'm Andrew, the Young Adult and Media Librarian at North Brunswick Public Library. And today I'm doing a book talk for you. It's called Harley Quinn Breaking Glass, but written by Mariko Tamaki and illustrated by Steve Pugh. Now you may know the character of Harley Quinn as a character from the Batman comics and cartoons, and she became a very popular. She started out as a side character as the Joker's henchwoman and girlfriend, and then she sort of took on a life of her own. And she was in the she's been in movies like Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, and but even if you've never seen the character before, you can certainly enjoy the book. And if you do know the character really well, I'll just give you a forewarning that it doesn't necessarily follow the continuity that you might be familiar with. So if you're so, I hope you're okay with that. Now it's written by Mariko Tamaki. Mariko Tamaki is a very acclaimed young adult graphic novel writer. The most recent thing I've read by her also came out about the same time as Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up with Me. And Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up with Me. It's mostly a realistic story, although there are talking stuffed animals in it. But it's basically about a teenage girl who is torn between sort of being a good friend to her real friends and sort of her attraction to a relationship that she knows isn't really healthy. And this follows a very similar storyline, where only in this case we have a teenage girl, Harleen Quinzel, who is torn between her friendship to a girl named Ivy and this mysterious fellow called the Joker, and who doesn't necessarily seem like a very healthy relationship there either. The artwork is by Steve Pugh. Steve Pugh, he illustrated a Flintstones comic a few years back, but he's also done a lot of action. And a lot of very superhero-driven works as well. And this book is sort of in between those two dynamics of sort of the realistic high school world and the superhero action world. And the story involves Harleen coming to a new city, Gotham, with only $5 and some cereal to her name. She ends up befriending an old drag queen, and who takes her in, and she becomes part of his family. And as I mentioned, she meets Ivy, and Ivy is very much interested in resistance, in fighting off what she knows is wrong, and things like that. And she has her way of doing it. Now, you maybe think, oh, Harley and Ivy, that sounds like Poison Ivy from Batman. This Ivy is very different. For one thing, she's biracial, but also she's certainly not a villainess, as Poison Ivy sometimes is in the Batman comics. So yeah, I think this is a good book for people who don't necessarily love superhero comics and are curious to try some, and also people who do like superhero comics and might want to try something a little more realistic because it's sort of in the middle there. So that's my recommendation. It is on Hoopla, but right now you can also starting on Monday. You can put holds on it electronically if you wanted to pick it up at the library. All right, and if you have any other requests or questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to hear from you. All right, thanks a lot. Bye bye.